Okay, in the world of cinema, everyone knows if you are young and hot and celebrating a birthday, you do not go to a cabin in the woods. Bad things will happen, but that is a good thing for the new slasher film, Murder in the Woods. Check it out.
Woo! Oh, God! Let's do this!
Dirty Cali nights, I still remember.
To my birthday! To my baby's birthday!
Yo, hey, let's go. Open the door.
Didn't you hear the emergency broadcasting? Everybody's supposed to evacuate.
Thank God you're here. There's a killer on the loose.
And the creative forces behind Murder in the Woods are joining us right now. Yelyna De Leon and writer-producer Yelyna De Leon and director Luis Iga both join us. Thank you both so much for joining me, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
On the surface, it looks like a typical kind of slasher film where all the right people die. I mean, I know you guys had me when I was hoping for certain people to die, and it just gave me everything I needed in a slasher film. What is the idea behind Murder in the Woods?
Well, the idea behind Murder in the Woods is that we grew up watching this type of movies. We never saw Latinos and people of color represented in the lead roles, right? So when Yelyna and I met at USC, we were thinking of projects where we could, give the lead role to Latinos and people of color, especially without stereotypes, right? That was a key element of this project. So we just wanted to make a fun film where people can laugh. Slashers have comedy, so you laugh. You jump, and like you said, you want certain of those people, you want to kill them. You want to kill them yourself, right? So
yes, that's it. And Yelyna, as a writer-producer, do you approach it any differently? Because it does have that classic slasher kind of film that we know and love.
Well, here's the thing, like Luis said, we love the slasher. And the reason why I personally love the slasher is because it allows for room for comedy, which is another element that I absolutely love comedy. So at USC, I was very fortunate to have some really amazing mentors and professors. So I got to really learn what tropes are and story structure, and just make sure that things are structurally sound. So I always knew, okay, to make a slasher, this is what it has to be. At the same time, I also have a lot of different influences. I love the whodunits. That's something that, Agatha Christie is a big influence, things like that. So I wanted to make sure that it had twists and turns and that it would keep you guessing at all times. So that was something that I always made sure, okay, I know people are going to think this is what it is on the surface, but I wanted to make sure that it had, like an onion, you're peeling different layers, because it's one of those films that you can watch over and over again and then go, oh, how did I miss that? It was there, it was planted. So every time you watch it, you're going to find a new element, which is what happens to me every time I watch it. And I've watched it a million times.
Yeah, I'm not going to give anything away, but there's one part towards the end where I was like, wait, what? What? And I rewound it, and I was like, wait a minute, what? It was really just totally entertaining, and I totally appreciate the fact that as a person of color, like whenever I go to a slasher film back in the day, I knew that the one person of color early on. Absolutely.
This one keeps you guessing. You don't know who's next. You don't know who's first. You don't know who's next, right?
I was going to tell you, I went through a whole bag of Sour Patch. Went through a whole bag, just totally got into it. And then on top of everything else, you have Danny Trejo.
Oh, yeah. Who does not want to see Danny Trejo on the big screen? Hello?
You kids lost?
No, officer. Just trying to get some gas.
Well, they're out.
Gas?
There won't be any till morning.
Was there one moment for each of you where you were like, on the set, you're shooting, and you're like, oh, hell yeah, we're making a slasher film?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's oh my God. The first scene that we shoot, I've done short films, but most of them with not a lot of cast, right? So my first feature film scene is a party scene with all the cast in it, right? So for me, that was very challenging, because it's the first one around, and when we did the schedule, we had to schedule it that way to make it work. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And yeah, I mean, it happened right there when they're like, pretending to be drinking and smoking. And, for me, it just happened there. It's like, oh my God, I'm making a movie.
For me, without giving away, because I don't want to give spoilers, but there was one scene with Danny, and I mean, as soon as Danny's on the set, the movie just goes to a whole nother level. Hearing one particular line that he said, I was like, so that was the moment for me.
Well, it is really well done, and Murder in the Woods is out in theaters now and drive-in theaters nationwide, and coming out on September 18th. It will be available for home viewing on video on demand and digitally. I think you guys are just really making all the effort to make sure everyone out there can enjoy Murder in the Woods.
Yes, that's our goal. We want people to enjoy this movie, have a good time, laugh. We're close to Halloween, so let's. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Get it before Halloween. Watch it again for Halloween, and then try to find all the little pieces of bread that we left, throughout the movie, because everything's there. Everything's there. Because a lot of times at the end, people are like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this," but everything's there.
It certainly is. Guys, thank you so much for talking.
Yes, it's a very fun movie, that I can tell you.
Yes, and you will rewind. I'm telling you, at that part where I was like, wait, what? You will rewind. You were like, what is going on? Loved it. Thank you both so much for joining us, and congratulations on Murder in the Woods. Don't go into the woods, guys. Don't go into the woods. Bye.